Welcome in to Lady Tigers softball field. That's what you're looking at, the first game of the fall season. Hello, everybody. I am Steve Cowan. Thanks for joining us tonight as your Lady Tigers open the season at home, hosting the Tulsa, Washington Lady Hornets. Let's get to the starting lineups as both teams are standing out for the national anthem tonight. Leading off for your visiting Booker T. Washington Hornets, third baseman Carrie Alexander. Batting second will be the first baseman Katie Butler. In center field, Miranda Carey. Batting third. Batting fourth is Taylor Carey, the shortstop. Batting fifth, Anna Powell. She'll be doing the catching tonight. Abby Taylor, your second baseman, will be batting sixth. Batting seventh is Carrie Kirby. She is your pitcher. Mackenzie Holbrook, and then Jessica Suggs, the center fielder for the Washington Hornets. For your Lady Tigers, it's a different lineup, a younger lineup than what we've seen in the past, graduating a number of seniors. But returning to the top of the order this year will be right fielder Caitlin Montkin. Batting second, Kinsey Mathis. She's playing shortstop, moved over there from second base, a position that she was familiar with for a couple of years anyway for the Lady Tigers, but she's played shortstop most of her club career, so she's familiar with that position. At second base, a girl that got familiar with second base during the spring season in slow pitch and keeping her bat in the lineup, Marcella McKinney. She's hitting third. Pitching tonight, her first varsity start, Mary Collins is batting fourth. Batting fifth and catching, Camera Ortiz, also a first-time starter in the varsity lineup. Erica Spencer will be the designated player tonight. Grace Jarvis is playing left field. Anna Faro, the first baseman, also a first-time varsity starter. Alyssa Stevens is in center field. And Mackenzie Carney will be the third baseman for Coach Randall King. That is the starting lineup for your Lady Tigers. As we mentioned, the Lady Tigers only returning 4 starters, and one of those is going to be still trying to get a little well from an injury she's had. That is Ashley Cheshire. She's moved from first base, where she started last season most of the year, and she's going to be doing the catching, but right now Ortiz is going to get the job as the battery mate to Mary Collins. Collins, just a sophomore, throws left-handed, and she's facing the left-handed hitting Carrie Alexander. First pitch of the 2-15 season is a strike. Look good again. I've got to get used again to the delayed calls of those high school fast pitch umpires. That one's going to be fouled away off the screen and almost comes back and hits the umpire in the back of the head. He was oblivious to where that ball was going to be. And Alexander says 2 strikes. I'm going to switch around to the right side. So a switch hitter in every sense of the word. Switches in the middle of an at-bat. That pitch looks like a strike. There it is. Looking is Alexander. So she goes down, and Collins gets a great start in her varsity debut with a called strike 3 strikeout. 3 pitches, 3 strikes from Mary Collins. There's another one that looks good, and it is good. Butler watches that one go across at the letters. Katie Butler, the first baseman for Washington. He's also in at the left side of the plate. That one's going to be low and in. So 1 ball, 1 strike. No JV game tonight following this one, as it was originally scheduled. Booker T does not have a JV, and she swings wildly, that being Butler, at that one, which was outside, but takes a whack at it and comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Butler. She's kind of showing bunt. She's not going to do that one. Just a piece to stay alive as it comes back to the screen over the left shoulder of Ortiz. Little pop fly. Mathis with her first chance of the game was a little looper to her, and she handles it with ease. So there's 2 outs against the Washington Hornets here in the top of the first. If there's any jitters for Mathis, they're out of the way, and an easy one right there. Miranda Carey, center fielder. Carey stands in there like she can hit the ball and misses a changeup from Collins. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 3 hitter for the Lady Hornets. See what Collins offers up this time. That one's going to come right back here and just miss the booth off to our right, the first base side. Larry Clark tried to make a diving play, bruised his head on the window. He'll be all right, though. He'll be back for football. One thing that doesn't bother Larry Clark is a knock to the head. He's as hard-headed as they come. Two balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to be low, so it's going to go full to Miranda Carey. Collins appearing not to want to give in here to the number 3 hitter. So not offering anything juicy in the middle. A little behind that one and fouled off to the first base side and out of play. So it stays 3-2. As Collins gets a new softball. Chopper back up the middle. Collins jumps up, flags it down. Goes over to first. 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Tigers. They're coming to bat. There is no score here in Lady Tiger softball on Arrowvision. So Collins, good work in her debut start. She gets a putout, actually, an assist and a strikeout. Collins last year had a total of 1 innings pitched in varsity play, faced 4 batters, gave up 1 hit, and she struck out 1, and she's matched that total already. She did give up a hit last year, but no earned runs in limited varsity time as a pitcher. She was a designated runner a number of times last season for the Lady Tigers, and played a very good right field for the state championship winning slow pitch team last spring.
Several over the wall for Mary last year.
In JV games?
And when she was playing in
slow pitch, yeah.
Over the right field.
That's Larry Clark you may hear back there offering his input. Glad to have it. Noting that if you could not hear that Mary Collins, being a left-handed hitter, was able to put quite a few over the right field wall in slow pitch, doing that as a freshman. Expect great things out of her throughout her Lady Tiger career, and laying those out early for the young sophomore. Tigers are going to lead it off with Montkin, Mathis, and McKinney. So triple M's at the start of the Tiger lineup. Special thanks tonight to our sponsors, Cox Communication, TTCU, the Credit Union, and Tulsa Bone and Joint and St. John's BA.
Leading off, right fielder, Caitlin Moncton.
All 3 of those places. Wonderful sponsors for Broken Arrow Schools in general and the athletic department in particular. Monken watches that one go across the outside corner for a strike. Carrie Kirby on the mound. Monken slaps with that one and it goes back out of play. Carrie Kirby, carrying the first name though spelled differently than the 2 carries playing defense behind her, one at short and one at center. It's Miranda in center and Taylor at short. Monken slaps that one, and kind of a looping liner to Butler at first base, so one away.
Stop Kenzie Mathis.
Kenzie Mathis batting second, stepping in. Mathis, 290 hitter last year. Oh, and she laces one into left field for a single to get things started with one out. So let's see what Marcella McKinney can do. She brings the pop to the lineup. Now, Lady Tigers had quite a bit of pop last year.
Second baseman Marcella McKinney.
McKinney had 12 home runs, second on the team to Megan Rollo's 15. That pitch was high and away. Nice play there by Powell, keeping that one from going to the backstop. McKinney, 55 RBIs a year ago. Led the team in that category. Takes that one low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now she's down 1-2. She thought that one looked a little low. Not the case. Fouls that one straight back. That was up, and she was just kind of in the protect mode. Could have been a little high, but didn't want to take a chance. Collins awaits on deck. Inside, she laces that one into left field, and the runners are going to be at first and second.
The pitcher, Mary Collins.
So back-to-back singles into left by the Lady Tigers, and Mary Collins can help herself right here. Collins, as we mentioned, mostly used as a runner last year, was 3 for 5 at the plate on the varsity level. That one drifts outside. No, it doesn't. Got to learn to be more patient. Although my call from up here is getting no argument from this group. Let's see what that one is. Yeah, that one was outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to number 1, Mary Collins. Takes that pitch the other way. It's going to go foul. Outside portion of the plate. She's going to return back to the batter's box. McKinney and Mathis return to their respective bases. Kirby gets a new baseball. Collins at the front of the box on the left side. Chops that one back behind to the runner, and we're going to get someone scoring. That's going to be Mathis who's going to score. The throw is going to go into third, and McKinney's in there standing up. So a single and an RBI for Collins, advancing on the throw to second. And Mathis comes across with the first run of the year for the Lady Tigers. Still only 1 out. Runners at second and third.
Cameron Ortiz.
Ortiz, and that just bounces foul. Ortiz, a junior. Catching tonight. We'll also see time in the outfield. That one's going to be inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Down the middle, Ortiz going to chop to short, cross the diamond, and she is out. But the Lady Tigers played another one as McKinney comes home on the ground out. Collins advances over to third on the throw. Fielder's choice does get a run home for the Lady Tigers. 2-0 here in the first. And hit on the shin is Erica Spencer, so she's going to
Going to first.
walk down to first. Hit by pitch.
Left fielder Grace Jarvis.
First and third, and Grace Jarvis steps in. Jarvis played in 6 varsity games last year, mostly as a runner, and takes that one as on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Jarvis 0 for 2 at the dish a year ago, did score a run for the Lady Tigers. And she had an RBI, obviously on a sacrifice. That one stayed high. Jarvis steps out of the box and checks down to see what coach wants to have her to do, and I think he says hit the ball. 2 outs, runners on the second and third. Little pop-up, and it could be trouble, but nope. Shortstop Taylor Carey is there. Tigers score 2
Top of the first. Lady Tigers
and lead it 2-0 after 1.
2-0 after 1 complete.
So Collins is going to go back to the circle, take her warm-ups. Again, thank you to Cox Communications, TTCU, the credit union, and St. John BA, proud sponsors of Lady Tiger softball. Lady Tigers, this is the start of a busy weekend as the Broken Arrow Varsity Softball Invitational starts tomorrow morning with the Lady Tigers on Field 1 over at Arrowhead, parked there at 91st and Main. Lady Tigers play a 10 o'clock game, then they'll play 11 and 11:30 game. And later on, they'll play at 5 o'clock. Saturday will continue their play, game at 9, 12:30, and then again at 3:30. So at least 6 games of softball tomorrow and Saturday.
Shortstop Taylor Carey.
It's going to be Carey, Powell, and Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor Carey, the shortstop, will lead it off. The number 4 hitter. Let's see, that one's on the inside portion for strike 1. Collins pitched a lot during the summer. So even though she may be a stranger to the varsity action here, she has had plenty of opportunity to play against high caliber competition.
I don't know.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah. He told me the other day.
There are some challenges with the scoreboard right now here at Lady Tiger Field. Can't get the score by innings to show up. Belinda Knight, Assistant Athletic Director, comes in with her keys, and she's quickly trying to answer any questions that Larry Clark may have, because he has already admitted that he's pretty much clueless when it comes to figuring it out.
Yes, it is.
That one's handled easily over there by Mathis, so first runner retired.
The catcher, Hannah Powell.
Anna Powell comes in. Of course, if Mr. Clark does figure that scoreboard out, we will give him a proper kudos. Anna Powell, catcher. There's a strike right down the middle, and she wants nothing to do with it.
Upper half is working, that bottom half is.
That one's fouled back and goes into the bleachers and almost hits a student. No balls, 2 strikes to the catcher Powell. So Collins looking for her second strike out of the ball game, and she gets it as Powell swings through that high one that was up in her eyes. Abby Taylor now steps in. Taylor, the second baseman for the Lady Hornets, wearing number 19, stands in on the right-hand side of the batter's box. Pops one up. Going back on it is Carney. Coming over is Mathis. Slides and makes the catch. So what a play for the new shortstop in her debut as a varsity starter at that position.
Second, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on.
So again, it's 3 up, 3 down, thanks to a fine play in foul territory by Kinsey Mathis. Lady Tigers still lead at 2-0.
Is Andrew
here? Does he know anything about it?
I don't know.
Lady Tigers will have Anna Farrow, Alyssa Stevens, and Mackenzie Carney leading off their half of the second. All three of those making their varsity debuts today. Farrow, of course, the first baseman. Stevens is in center field, and Carney, third base. All right, excuse me. That Carney is the flex player playing third base. She's not going to hit because Spencer is the designated player who's doing the hitting earlier in the lineup and got hit by a pitch earlier. So it's going to be Farrow, Stevens, and then back to the top of the order with Monken. Kirby checks, tells her defensive teammates that she's ready to go. So the balls are coming in. Throw goes down to second from Powell. And in
First
steps
baseman,
Anna
Anna
Farrow as the little black beads are swept up from home plate by our behind the plate umpire. I will tell you this, Larry Clark does know what he's doing with the scoreboard. He's just having it's a scoreboard malfunction, not a malfunction by the operator. I want to clear that up right now. Oh, he's got some numbers up there, though. So he's coming through. There's a shot up the middle. Ranging over is Carey and throws down to first and gets Farrow for the out. So Carey goes to her left and throws it across, basically standing almost on second base when she made the throw, and got Farrow by a couple of steps.
Center fielder, Alyssa Stevens.
Alyssa Stevens, the center fielder, fakes a bunt on that one for ball one, as it was high.
Okay, I can't right now. Well, but
She bunts that one back to the pitcher. Turns, throws, and yeah, she picked it up over there at first base was Butler. Kirby with a low throw. Butler able to pick it up on the true hop and gets Stevens by a step. Now back to the top. Caitlin Monken, left-handed hitter.
plate.
That one goes outside for ball one. Chops one foul. That was high on the outside portion. One ball, one strike now to Monken, the right fielder.
Was that not up early?
Monken hit 384 last year for the Lady Tigers during the fast pitch season. Pops that one into left. Fighting the sun is Holbrook, and she catches it, and the Tigers are retired in order here in the second.
For the Lady Tigers after two complete.
Still 2-0 as we've played two. And the bottom third will be up for the Lady Hornets. Carrie Kirby, the pitcher. Mackenzie Holbrook, left fielder, who just made that catch on Monken's fly ball. And then right fielder Jessica Suggs.
Now we've got nothing. No.
Really had some.
It's just not lighting up. Andrew's gonna check.
Still having scoreboard issues out there, but I'll keep you posted here. But That doesn't help anyone down there unless we open a window and I start talking really loud. 2-0 Lady Tigers as we go into the third. In this season opener at Lady Tiger Field, leading it off. As we mentioned, bottom third, Carrie Kirby, Mackenzie Holbrook, and Jessica Suggs. Kirby, wearing number 10, is going to step in on the right-hand side.
Carrie Kirby.
Kirby swings at one on the inside portion and high and swings through it. Strike one on a nice pitch from Collins. Strike two, that pitch at the knees. So Collins goes 0-2 to the first batter she faces here in the third. That pitch is high, bounces off Ortiz's glove. But it's a leadoff hitter, so obviously no one on base, so no damage there with anyone advancing. Strike three from Collins. Her third strikeout tonight as Kirby swings through that one.
Left fielder, Mackenzie Holbrook.
Not a bad debut so far for Collins, averaging a strikeout an inning. Holbrook watches that one for a strike right down the middle. And late on that one. Collins seems like she may have no problem zipping one by Holbrook again for strike three. Called third strike on the outside portion. So 4 strikeout for Collins. She has 2 of the looking variety and 2 swinging. Jessica Suggs, the number 9 hitter, steps in. Suggs, the right fielder. See what Collins offers up right here. Starts her with a swinging strike. And Suggs was late. Swings at a high pitch there. 0-2. So it appears that the work that Collins did over the summer in the circle has paid off. She's come in aggressive, throwing strikes, and throwing hard. That one's outside. Could not get Suggs to chase. Still wanting to strike out the side, and the opportunity to do that right now. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter. Does she get the call? No, she does not. That one's low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Suggs stays alive and fouls that one off towards the Lady Tiger dugout. It bounces high off the screen and right to Anna Farrow, who throws it back to her pitcher. Collins is ready. Starts her motion. Going to get the call, and she does at the letter. Strike 3, strikes out the side. Lady Tigers lead it 2-0 as we go into the bottom of the third. Hey, Tiger football fans, remember that Friday, tomorrow night, first day of full pad practice, and you can come out to an open practice tomorrow night at 9 o'clock under the lights and get a first look at your 2015 Broken Arrow Tigers. If you can't make it out Friday night, come Saturday morning at 11 for an inter-squad scrimmage. Two opportunities this weekend to get a good look at the Broken Arrow Tiger football team for 2015. Tigers come in with some confidence on the football field this year. Loaded with seniors. A lot of people were pointing to this class as they were freshmen when they won the Frontier Valley Conference freshman title. So big expectations for Coach David Alexander and the 2015 version of the Tiger football. All right, back here to softball. It's going to be Kinsey Mathis, Marcella McKinney, and Mary Collins.
Coming to the plate, shortstop, Kinsey Mathis.
Mathis singled and scored her first time up. As Mary Collins singled her in. Then McKinney scored later on a fielder's choice off the bat of Cameron Ortiz. So let's see what the 2, 3, and 4 can do here in the third. Mathis takes that inside for ball one. There's going to be a strike at the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's away. Mathis drives that one up in the air to left and handled easily by Holbrook. So Holbrook begins the third as she finished the second, catching a pop fly off the bat of one of the Lady Tigers. It was Monken to end the second and Mathis to start the third. Now it's McKinney, who singled into left her first time up. Going to take a strike on the inside part. Pops that one up, coming towards the dugout as first baseman, and she can't make the play, is Butler. So the Butler couldn't do it on that one, or didn't do it. No balls, 2 strikes to Marcella McKinney. He drives that one into a gap in right, and that's going to get down and get to the wall. She's at least going to have a double and maybe more. She's going to turn and head onto third as the throws come in and is cut off. Now they're going to relay it over to third. Not going to be in time, and it's going to skip away, and McKinney's going to come on home. There will not be a throw at the plate, and the Lady Tigers on that air take a 3-0 lead. A triple for McKinney and a run on the air. So throwing the ball around a little judiciously of the Lady Hornets, and it cost them a run. Going the opposite way was McKinney, and Suggs couldn't make the play on it, and it skipped past her.
At the plate, the pitcher, Mary Collins.
So Mary Collins steps in. No on, 1 out. Takes a wide strike there. Collins goes between first and second. She's on first base, runs through the bag with her second hit of the night.
The catcher, Cameron Ortiz.
Taylor took a couple of steps to her left but couldn't make the play. Now Ortiz, who grounded out to a shortstop on a fielder's choice, but a hit that brought a run home. That one's high as Collins dances around down at first base. Collins thought about going. The ball gets away and went under the feet or around the feet of Ortiz. Powell had a hard time getting to it, but Collins opted to stay where she was. 2 balls, no strikes for Ortiz, and she slaps one up into the corner and left, and Collins is going to round third and score on that double by Ortiz as she continues to get in the action of bringing a run home for the Tigers. So the RBI double, well hit down the line, scores Collins.
Coming in as a courtesy runner, Kristen Reese at the plate.
Kristen Reese now comes into second base to run for Ortiz as Erica Spencer, the designated hitter, steps in. Spencer was hit in the shin her first time up. So let's see if she just jumps on the first pitch and doesn't wait for that opportunity to happen again. That one's going to be high for ball one. There's a strike right down the middle. Spencer looking to keep the damage going right here against Kirby. Takes a pitch on the inside, shoots it down the line, and it is going to be foul and out of play. Actually hits the light pole over down the left field line. So a foul pole strike on Spencer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called out on strikes. That one gets the outside part. So the first strikeout of the night for Carrie Kirby. And goes against Erica Spencer. Grace Jarvis comes in with 2 out. Runner on second. Jarvis swings and misses a little ahead of that pitch. Got the bat out in front and was through the zone before the ball even got there. Jarvis needs to get a little more patient. Cracks that one up the middle, and that should get a run home. Throw goes into the pitcher, and it bounces past her and the catcher. So an RBI single for Jarvis, advancing to second on the throw that gets away. And Reese scores from second. So the Lady Tigers have played at 3 here in the third. They lead at 5-0.
First baseman Anna Farrell.
Anna Farrow now steps in. Grounded short slowly her first time up. That one's going to be outside. $5-0. Lady Tigers. Farrow swings and misses. As Kirby seems pretty effective whenever she's able to pull the string just a little bit and slow that pitch down some. Doesn't throw real hard, but she can go kind of medium fast to slow. Oh, nice little pick up there at third base by Alexander. Throws across to Butler, and they get Farrow for the third out. Alexander kind of made a swipe at it and discovered the ball. Tigers get 3 runs on 4 hits, and they lead it 5-0 as we go into the fourth.
Fans, in case you're wondering, we do not have any power to the bottom line of the scoreboard. We'll try and keep you updated from up here.
Official word about the scoreboard is some connection issues with some exposed wires on the back and no power getting to the scoring line, the inning line for the Tigers, the home team. $5-0 BA. Back to the top of the order is Alexander, Butler, and Carey for Tulsa, Washington. Alexander, who started the game batting left-handed, quickly got 2 strikes on her. Moved to the other side of the plate, and it was no better there. She struck out looking. Butler hit a little looper to short that Mathis handled for her first chance as a starter at shortstop. Taking the place of college-bound and Tulsa World Fast Pitch Player of the Year, Caitlin Pellini. And then Miranda Carey grounded out to the pitcher.
Coming to the plate.
As Collins had to make a little hop to get that one and throw her out. Now it's Alexander. She's starting out from the right side this time. Fouls it off right back here, and I'm glad there's a screen because that would have found my noodle. Larry Clark says he would have rescued me and with the quick hands reached across and grabbed it with no problem. I'm thinking he just would have deflected it and would have hit me harder. Laying down the bunt. Ortiz grabs it, throws down to first, gets her by a step. What a play by Ortiz coming out of the catcher's box and making that play. That bunt just barely got in front of the plate. And Ortiz sends it down to first. And covering was McKinney, so nice play.
Katie Butler.
Nice play on all ends as Farah was charging as well. And McKinney kind of knew at second base in fast pitch, had to get over and make the play. Now that one's fouled back by Butler. So both sides, Ortiz filling in for the injured Chesser at catcher, and McKinney traveling over from second base, making the right rotation on the bunt play. That one's low and rolls underneath everybody and comes back here to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike on Butler. She's going to bunt it. It's going to hit her. Was she in the box? Apparently so. I thought she may have been in fair territory. If that were the fact, then she'd be out. Umpire says no. Hit her in the box. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lady Hornets just trying to get something going. There's a little pop, and Mathis says, you did it to me once. You did it to me again. I caught it both times. So 0 for 2 on little pop-ups to the shortstop, Kinsey Mathis. Kinsey Mathis is Katie Butler. There's the pop-up. Let's see who's going to take that one. It's going to be at short. It's going to be Carney. It's third. Carney handles that one easily on the high pop-up. So, quick work after starting with a nice play by Ortiz, jumping out of the catcher's box and throwing out the speedy Alexander. Then a pop-up by Katie Butler, and Miranda Carey then flies out on a high one to shortstop Carney. To the third baseman Carney. And again, the Lady Hornets are down in order. Not only a no-hitter, Mr. Clark, but a perfect game. Perfect game so far in her debut. So what do we do? Do we just jinx her? And that's what they say. If you talk about it, then it's done. So we mentioned, so we can take the blame. Let's just get the win. There we go. We will share the blame if a hit or an error or a walk or hit by pitch or something happens to end this perfect game. But so far, she looks comfortable throwing the ball smoothly. And if there were any nerves, they are definitely gone by now. Unless she hears us talking about the perfect game she has. I doubt that's the case, and I wonder if anyone's talking to her down the dugout. It'd be kind of interesting to get a shot from third base in the dugout to see if anyone's sitting by our pitcher who has a perfect game going. Lady Tigers going to start off with number 9, Alyssa Stevens, and back to the top of the order with Monken and Mathis. Pops that one up. Oh, and the pitcher, Kirby, dropped it in the circle. She had an easy play on it. Just dropped it. So E1 on the pop-up allows Stevens to get to first. Mathis, who has flown out to second and to left, or Monken, excuse me. Monken, who has flown out to third, and just, and there she's going to get one. It's going to bop down, drop between between short and third for a little kind of a number base hit in the infield. And now runners at first and second.
Shortstop Kinsey Mathis.
Mathis singled her first time up in the first, then flew out to left field in the third. Fakes the bunt, down to third. Throw gets away. He's going to keep Stevens right there as Alexander kind of fell on her trying to field that pitch and may have kneed her in the head, but I think she's okay. So Randall King gets the running game going. Runners on second and third now with a double steal. There's a drive into left, and it is going to be foul. Holbrook made a jogging effort to get to it, but felt like she didn't have a chance at it. No balls and 2 strikes on number 2 hitter Kinsey Mathis. Mathis with an RBI opportunity here, had 14 a year ago. That one's outside. One and 2. Mathis goes right back up the middle. That's going to bring 2 runs home as she gets a single. Throw coming into the and cut off by the pitcher. Nicely done because they were not going to throw out Monken. So Monken scores following Stevens crossing the plate on the single up the middle by Mathis. And steps in McKinney. There's a ball outside. Ball outside to McKinney. We're back ready to play. That one's going to be a low for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes on McKinney. Kirby may want nothing to do with her. There's a high one. She's going to drive it into left, backing up on it, not going to make the play. It's going to one-hop the wall and hit it. Coach King's going to try to bring him home. There's a double. Throw's going to go into third. And with another RBI is Marcella McKinney. She tripled earlier and brings home Mathis from second base with a double. So she is 2/3 of the way to the cycle.
Mary Collins at the plate.
Collins watches that one go outside as the Lady Tigers lead at 8-0. Oh, what a play at second. They're going to double off McKinney on that line drive, catching it low just before it hit the turf was Taylor with a nice play, Abby Taylor, and she turns and throws to the shortstop Taylor Carey for the double play. Bases are now empty. McKinney got doubled off. Going down to one knee, third base Alexander throws it over first and gets the out. So just as quickly as the Lady Tigers got 3 runs on the board, the 3 outs come. And now we go into the top of the 4th, and the Lady Tigers lead it 8-0. Just a nice play over there by Taylor at second base with the stab, and then knowing what to do with the ball, and McKinney getting doubled off. And then going down on one knee on a hard hit 2-hopper was Alexander, who throws across the diamond to Butler. And they're able to get the speedy Collins by a step. So Collins, who's running fast down the line, has to immediately come back in and pitch. Excuse me, it wasn't Collins. It was Ortiz that was doubled up or thrown out on the shot to third base. Collins hit into that line drive double play. Collins hits a sinking line drive that Abby Taylor is able to grab just before it hits the turf. McKinney, thinking the ball was going to go through, had already vacated second base. And she was easily doubled up. But before all that happened, the Lady Tigers put 3 on the board. Alyssa Stevens started it off, as you remember, with a little pop-up to the pitcher who dropped it. That's Kirby. So she was on at first. Then a single by Monken put runners at first and second. Then a double steal. And then came Kinsey Mathis with a single that scored a couple. And then Marcella McKinney doubled and Mathis scored. So it's 8-0. We are in the fourth. It's going to be Taylor Carey, Anna Powell, and Abby Taylor, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. It's a bunt out in front of the plate. Collins turns, throws to McKinney, and gets the out. So it looks like Tulsa Washington is doing what it can to get a runner on board and break up this no-no. The Lady Tigers are doing what they need to do to field and keep the game clean for their pitcher, including the pitcher Collins helping herself out right then. There's going to be a strike on the outside part. Powell acted like she wanted to go for it, but didn't make the play. One thing that Coach King talked about was a new position for Marcella McKinney at second, see if she can make the rotation over on the bunt play. And she's done it beautifully both times the opportunity has presented itself today. If she doesn't get over there, Ortiz's fine play of jumping out of the catcher's box, and let's see where that let-up pitch went. No, it's going to be high, so it's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. But if she doesn't get over there, then Ortiz bopping out of the catcher's box is to no avail because there's no one to throw it to. There's a shot at the middle coming in. Is Stevens, and she makes the play there for 2 outs on that little looper to center field.
Second baseman Abby Taylor.
Abby Taylor's in, and she flew out to the shortstop her first time up. Looks like, nope, going to be a little low. I thought the right hand was going to go up, but it did not. Mine and Mr. Clark's right hand both went up. We were going to call that one. There's a drive into the left coming in. And making the play is Jarvis.
Fifth, no runs, no hits.
So Grace Jarvis snags that one and keeps the perfect game in order. Oh, excuse me, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Is that it?
Let's see. Are they talking? That's what the run, you never know what a run roll is going to be. They seem to change things around every year. Nope, we're still hitting. It almost looked like it. But I'm wondering if the Lady Tigers maybe put in 2. Is it 10 after 5, Mr. Clark, in fast pitch? I believe that could be right. If the Lady Tigers played 2 this inning, that could be it. And we'll be seeing a perfect game by the sophomore, Mary Collins, in her varsity debut. And we will be dispelling all myths that you're supposed to be keeping quiet about those things if it happens. Breaking that long-time standing baseball rule. Yep.
But this is softball.
This is softball, so you can do it. If we were on the other diamond, I would not be saying a word. Not a word. Let's see who's leading.
The fans know what's going on.
I know. We've got
our sophomore pitcher.
You know, when you're doing something great, well, not me, but when you're watching something great take place in front of you, you got to talk about it. Erica Spencer, Grace Jarvis, who made a nice play out there in left field to end the inning, the last half.
Designated player Erica Spencer at the plate.
Nice little let up on the inside portion there. Called for a strike. Kirby's made some good pitches. Kept the Lady Tigers a little off balance. That one's going to be high. There have been some defensive lapses by Booker T tonight, including a dropped ball by the pitcher, which eventually led to 3 runs last inning. It's a long fly ball into left, and it's going to be caught.
Left fielder Grace Jarvis.
Grace Jarvis steps to the plate with 1 out. That's going to be foul as she cranks it down the line and up against the fence and near our camera over on the third base side.
Freshman stepping up for the Lady Tigers.
You may have heard that. Mr. Clark behind us. This is going to be a pop-up. Let's see who's going to take that one. It's going to be the catcher, and she handles it. Was Powell making that catch. And so, as you mentioned, Grace Jarvis, who has 1 for 3 tonight, singled earlier, pops up to the catcher, but she is just a freshman.
And a throw.
So we have a sophomore making a difference on the mound and a freshman playing left field for the Lady Tigers. Here's Faro. She's a senior, and she's playing first. A position she will man, I'm sure, all season long for the Lady Tigers. Pops that one right back at us. Saved again by that backstop screen. Faro somewhat open stance, has 2 strikes on her. Pops that one back. Powell makes an effort, but it bounces once and hits the screen. First baseman Butler is going to come in, pick up her mask, and she's going to get the gear all back on, and we're ready for another pitch. No balls, 2 strikes on Faro. The Lady Tigers lead at 8-0. She's going to swing through that one, strike out, 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Tigers. A good inning for Tulsa, Washington pitcher Carrie Kirby. And it's 8-0 as we go to the 6th. Again, thank you very much to our sponsors, Cox Communications, TTCU, the credit union, and St. John BA. Tremendous supporters of Broken Arrow Athletics and Broken Arrow Public Schools. Remember, the Lady Tigers will be in action tomorrow morning at 10 and 11:30 in that Arrowhead Park in the Broken Arrow Invitational Softball Tournament. 32 teams in all will be there. I did not complete my list. I've got the schedule, but it's only listed as team number. Have to have 2 spreadsheets to find out who's playing who and when, but it's 32 teams. It's going to be a long 2 days of softball. Games start at 10 tomorrow, and the last game is not scheduled to start until 6:30, and it'll probably be about 30 to 45 minutes later than that, maybe as much as an hour. There's a pop-up. Coming over is McKinney. Can she make the play? And she does. Tough one there as McKinney has to move over behind the first base bag and make that catch. Nicely done by Marcella McKinney, and Carrie Kirby is the first out of
Next up, number 4,
the 6th.
Kenzie Holbrook.
So McKinney doing her job in the field at second base. That one's inside and almost hits left fielder Holbrook. And she's able to slide back out of the way. Collins gets a strike on the outside part. At times, a generous and liberal strike zone, but we don't mind that.
No, we do not.
There's a pitch that's high, and you're thinking that maybe Collins is feeling the nerves of what's happening here. I'm sure she's well aware of what she's got going on right now. And that's not by listening to me. There's a strike at the knees. 2-2 to Holbrook. Who seemed content to go to 2 strikes. Foul back. Count stays the same. As we mentioned earlier, Collins only had 1 strikeout in varsity action, which was limited. 4 batters she faced. That one is pop foul. So Holbrook, who struck out looking her first time up, proves to be a little more tough customer this time around. Count still 2-2. But Holbrook not giving in. And she does right there and watches that one at the knees. Takes another one, strikes out looking. So there's 2 away here in the 6th. Lady Tigers lead at 8-0.
Right fielder Jessica Suggs.
Jessica Suggs could be the last hope of breaking through with any kind of base runner for Tulsa, Washington. That should be a strike, and it is on the outside part. No, actually, it's a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter for Suggs is
Victoria Juarez. At the
yes.
plate.
Victoria Juarez is pinch hitting for Suggs. And she is 0-2. And she strikes out swinging. And so our ability to know what the run rule is has proven ineffective as we are going into the bottom of the 6th. So obviously we're going to play 7. So if Mary Collins is going to do anything, unless the Tigers break through and score however many runs they need to get this one a run rule in this half, Collins will have to finish up 7 to get that perfect game. It's going to be Alyssa Stevens, Caitlin Monken, and Kinsey Mathis, unless Coach King decides he wants to pinch hit somewhere. Stevens comes in, is going to get her swings. Stevens, a junior.
Alyssa Stevens at the plate.
She's 0 for 2 tonight, reaching on an error, has a stolen base and scored a run. That one goes across high. Down the third, Alexander fills that one cleanly. Over to first. Stepping on the inside part of the bag was Butler to catch it, and there's 1 away.
Right fielder Caitlin Moncton.
Alexander's fielded a couple of plays like that and thrown to the inside bag and drawn Butler into the runner. Monken bunts it foul. Monken singled, stole a base, and scored her last time up. That was in the 4th when the Tigers plated 3. Okay, Monken watches that one float outside. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to the leadoff hitter. Going back is the shortstop, Carey, and she makes it in front of her sister, Miranda, for the 2nd out of the inning.
Shortstop Kinsey Mathis.
Kinsey Mathis lines one quickly, didn't wait for a pitch. He just took that first one and slapped it near the second base bag, just left of the pitcher, or left of the shortstop and to the right of the pitcher for a base hit. So she's on first with 2 outs.
Marcella McKinney.
McKinney, who needs a home run to hit for the cycle tonight. Let's see if she can do that. She wanted it, fouled it back here. She had a notion, as they say. Wouldn't it be nice to see a cycle and a perfect game tonight? Wow, what a start that would be for Lady Tigers this season. That one's going to float out. Oh, my goodness gracious. I think she caught that one in the left-handed hitter's batter's box. There's one into center, going back on it, not going to get it, is Miranda Carey. Coming on around to score with after another double by Monken is Mathis. Gets her second run of the night. So McKinney gets her second double. Her fourth hit of the night, going 4 for 4.
Pitcher Mary Collins.
And her third RBI. Here comes Mary Collins, who has truly been effective. Not only at the plate, she has an RBI and scored a run, going 2 for 3. But mostly effective from the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 strikeouts. Now she's at 2-0. Got McKinney at second base. No designated runner for this time. Actually, it was Ortiz who got the designated runner. 3 balls and no strikes now to the sophomore pitcher. Three and 0, grounds out to second base. So the Lady Tigers get one across. They lead at 9-0 as we go into the 7th. And a perfect game on the line for the young sophomore Mary Collins.
After 6 complete, 9-0.
Well, it'll be interesting to talk to Coach King and see if he's had a perfect game ever in a debut by a pitcher. Of course, we haven't seen it yet. But it could be interesting. Collins, as we mentioned again, how was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts on the night. Tigers have played good defense behind her, especially fielding a couple of bunt plays. And then McKinney running behind first base to make a nice catch on the edge, the outfield grass, and down the line on a fair ball to keep the perfect game no-hitter intact. Collins has only gone to a 3-ball count once, and that was back in the first against number 3 hitter Miranda Carey, who ended out hitting a chopper back to Collins, who had to leap and catch it and go to first and make the play.
Carey Alexander.
Alexander now bat for the 3rd time. The speedy Alexander was thrown out on that beautiful combination play there by Ortiz and McKinney. She swings through that pitch. Nice pitch high and inside to Alexander and tied her up. Throw that one 2 more times, and Alexander will be on the bench with a strikeout. There it was, popping up. Stevens, the center fielder, gets a beat on it, 2 hands it, and there's 1 away here in the 7th. Katie Butler, who was popped out to shortstop twice. So be ready, Kinsey Mathis. You may get a little looper. Going down to third. Handled Carney over to first. Farrow catches, steps on the bag. We are 1 out away from seeing a remarkable debut by the Lady Tigers as a team, and specifically as she looks down and rubs the face with her shirt and obviously had an idea what's happening right here is Mary Collins. Wipes the sweat away. Miranda Carey, who is grounded out to the pitcher. Chops that one foul. And is popped up to third base. Let's see what happens here. 2 outs here in the 7th. 9-0 Lady Tigers. 0-2. If anyone has any idea, I'm sure they're as anxious as I am to see this next pitch. I know Mr. Clark has an idea. And obviously from how I'm describing it, I do. That pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, if Collins knows, she's probably squeezing that ball just a little bit tighter. The shoulder's just a little bit more tense. Pop back here. Here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. History on its way. Shots back to her. McKinney comes in from second, makes the throw over to first, and they get it, and that's the ball game. A perfect game for sophomore Mary Collins in her varsity debut. Congratulations, Mary Collins and Lady Tigers and Coach King for a district opening victory and a home opening victory. 9-0, Lady Tigers win it. We will be back with you next week. Next week as the Lady Tigers take on Stillwater at 6:30 p.m. on the 18th. I believe that's Tuesday. Right back here. But remember the tournament going on this weekend at Arrowhead Park. The Lady Tigers play tomorrow morning at 10 and then again at 11:30. And, of course, Saturday at 11 at Tiger Field, the football stadium, Memorial Stadium. Your varsity football team will be in an intra-squad scrimmage, and you can catch them tomorrow night at 9 o'clock in one of the official opening day of pad practice. So that'll do it here. Again, a perfect game for Mary Collins. Your Lady Tigers win their opener. They are 1-0 in the season. It was a 9-0 victory over Tulsa, Washington. I'm Steve Cowan. Thanks for joining us. For all the crew right here at ArrowVision.tv.